I'm a kind of a rebel kid in my family. A lot of time when I start new things, the family is slightly against it.
Diamonds are women's best friend, and it's been for me for all my growing years.
If you ask any lady today, what is one design that she is thinking of, the most obvious answer that will come is the solitaire design. Technically, we are not selling diamonds, we are selling confidence.
What is your learnings from Candere?
They are the three learnings that we carried from Candere to Lucira. First thing is try to create a great team, have the right partners in business, build the right experience for your consumers.
What really was your diamond moment? What got you excited to start? He didn't just design jewelry, he redefined how India experiences it. Rupesh Jain isn't just a founder, he's a forerunner of India's fine jewelry revolution. With Lucira Jewelry, he's made diamonds and designs more personal, transparent, and accessible, shifting how we think about tradition, luxury, and value. But this isn't just a business story, it's about risk taking, balancing heritage with modernity, and asking bold questions. What does it mean to build trust in an industry built on shine? How do you stay authentic when your product is literally about status and sparkle? And what does it take to build a brand that people don't just buy from, but believe in? This episode isn't about what Lucira sells, it's about the vision behind the sparkle, the man behind the brand, and the next chapter he's shaping. So, Rupesh, welcome to my show. And it's amazing that today we are going to talk about something which is very close to every woman's heart. And especially for me, because they say, no, I think they've advertised it well. Diamonds are women's best friend. And, it's been for me for all my growing years. So, that's a fantastic conversation that I'm going to have with you today. So, tell me about, like, for everything, and I'm really keen to always know with founders where it starts, starting in your early days, because you are also an engineer by background, what we spoke, and then you did your, you were in L&T Finance?
L&T Infotech.
L&T Infotech. You were in L&T Infotech, and from there you went to the US. So you were working in this corporate setup. From there, what really was your diamond moment? What got you excited to start?
So thank you so much, Darshana, for calling me on this show and having this candid conversation. So I think I come from a jewelry background, a typical Marwadi family with a lot of roots in jewelry. We are in the business since last 4 decades. I have seen retail since my childhood. I used to go to my store since class 5th with my granddad, and my incentive to go to the store was to get a dairy milk daily. And I used to see a lot of customers. So jewelry was always close to the heart. Diamonds were a big part of our journey. I was fortunate enough to do engineering in the journey. I was not a very bright child, but my teachers and today we are doing the show on Teachers' Day. That's a great
Onam.
thing. Yeah, and Onam. That's a great event, and they pushed me hard, and I scored good percentages in 10th, 12th both, and got to engineering. And had a great time at engineering. Learned a lot of tech part there. And from there, my journey started with L&T Infotech. I got placed in L&T Infotech. That was the first company that came in our campus, and I got selected there. Worked there for almost 3 years, and after first year, they pushed me to go to on-site. I was good at coding, but I was slightly more good at business part of it, and they told me that, can you handle the client functional requirement? And I went to US for that and implemented their entire business for carpet. They were operating in 42 countries, Bolio of America, second largest carpet making company in the world.
Oh, wow.
So I was very fascinated by the way they were doing the business. We in India, a lot of time when we come from a middle class family, we don't see businesses at such large scales where you are operating in 42 countries, different warehouses, different retail outlets, and still managing everything perfectly. So that was my moment to understand that, can we really do something in the jewelry industry when I'm back in India? And that was the real diamond moment for me to come back to India and join back the family business.
But you always knew you were going to come back and join the family business. That you were clear about, is it?
I was clear. So I took time from the family. They were strictly against it that I do job. But I convinced them that let me do job for some years so that I really understand the other perspective, and then come back and join the family business and scale it from there.
Interesting. So that's why. So when the initial years, because yours is a very traditional setup, from having the traditional jewelry setup, more gold, and I'm sure it's not so much more diamond, but it's more gold jewelry because that's what the world was back then.
Yeah.
So from there to starting Candere, which is something very different. First of all, where did the idea jump from? And secondly, was there resistance in the family?
So I'm a kind of a rebel kid in my family.
Looks like, because you also said I wanted to study.
So a lot of time when I start new things, the family is slightly against it. But I make it a point that I show them some proof of concept before I scale it to a big level. So when I joined back the family business, I had a lot of support from my elder brother. He told me that whatever you want to try, please try. We'll just keep it under the radar and not disclose everything to dad. And if you fail, then don't worry. But if you take a good success in that particular path, then you can take it ahead from there.
Okay.
So while I was
so a lot was happening under the carpet.
Yeah. In fact, first 2-3 years, dad was not even knowing that we started Candere. We were working out of a small office in Malad, where we had like 3-4 people who had joined us, and a lot of CAD, a lot of rendering, a lot of product building was happening in the back end. So my moment to start Candere was a lot of customers of our store. We have a lot of stores in Malad, and one of our stores is Rupesh Jewellers there, where I used to sit. So a lot of our customers of Rupesh Jewellers, they were saying, can we have another store either in Bangalore or in Delhi? Because after marriages, a lot of customers had moved out of Bombay.
Okay.
So we were thinking that it is not possible for us to put a new store because it is a family-owned business, and for us to travel to Bangalore or Delhi becomes difficult. And can we solve this problem for? And that is where a digital catalog started coming into picture, and we built the entire digital catalog for our customers. And people from Delhi or Bangalore were ordering for their jewelry at Rupesh Jewellers because they liked our designs.
So the trust was there that what you were giving, it was just about now choosing the design.
Choosing the design. So that was also a trigger point that can we really create something larger for the country now, and not only specific to Malad or our internal customers. And that is where Candere came into existence, and we built the entire journey from there. And I was very clear that since this is something which I don't want, that a lot of influence comes from the family, I made it a different entity altogether, so that whatever happens, it happens in this particular entity. And whenever we bring professional partners or people or investors, it is a very clean entity for scaling. So that was also a very clear.
So it does not give you any negative rub-off on your traditional family business.
So it was very thoughtful, and then we started from there. In the first year, we technically had no sales. And we were thinking whether we will get...
because were you early? Because in 2012, when you started, you were early in time, because was the other guys already there, Carrot Lane and all
only Carrot Lane was there. Bluestone started in 2011, only 1 year prior to us. Carrot Lane was 2008, 3-4 years prior to us. But I think everyone was just figuring out the journey. And no one was very large that time. And even the Flipkarts and the Amazons of the world were coming in the market that time.
Yeah, they were still.
So I think selling jewelry online was not at all easy for us, and it was very new, and we are very early in the market. But finally, we managed to do some sales on the platform. We got our first order from a customer in Bangalore from Oracle company. And that was a 45,000 order, and we were amazed that someone has placed the order of 45,000, and we completely goofed that order.
Oh wow! Really?
And we made wrong size, and we shipped it to the customer, and it was his engagement, and he went top of his voice that you guys have ruined my entire. So we calmed the customer. We told him that we will deliver a new piece. You keep that piece. We manufactured a new piece in 24 hours. I personally flew from Bombay to Bangalore to deliver that piece, and I was fortunate enough to reach on time there, and everything went well. So customer was very, very happy, and finally he recommended few more customers to us.
And he got 2 rings.
Yeah.
I mean, this
So-
was natural diamond.
No, no.
right?
So we took the older ring again, but for that occasion, we were very clear that let the customer first finish this occasion, and then we can talk about that. So he was happy. He got right ring size and a very good finishing, and that was the real start of our journey at Candere. We learned a lot that every single customer is going to require a lot of hand holding here,
Right.
a lot of confidence to buy. They will require a lot of trust factor to be solved for. And that is where a lot of policies started coming inside, 30-day return policy, or maybe lifetime exchange policy, or even lifetime buyback policy, and a lot of customers started.
So you were watching e-commerce because a lot of these, 30-day replacement, giving back, and the lifetime came from all these chain of
Retailers.
tarnished
Yeah.
kind of, stores.
Yeah.
So you decided to push and give all of that.
So we decided to have both the journey, so that whatever customers are asking in the retail, we give that also, and at the same time, whatever they are either buying from Myntra or Amazon or Flipkart, we also embed that in our journey, and that is
Nice.
how the journey started. We also went on few marketplaces like eBay, Amazon, Snapdeal back in time. There was one more marketplace called Jewellery, and we
Wow.
were one of the topmost seller there also. It was a part of Lenskart.
How are you educating people? See, I remember earlier days, I would go to Carrot Lane, see, but eventually we, at least for me, jewelry and diamonds specifically was still touch feel at that, back then, a decade plus.
Yeah.
So how did you educate the consumer, or was
So-
it just word of mouth?
It was majorly the word of mouth from our existing customers.
Okay.
Secondly, we were building good quality content. We were not publishing or doing a lot of ads, but whoever had signed up on the website, then there was a detailed series of education that used to go to him. So that if he has shown some interest, then only we educate him. Otherwise, it is no point of educating the customer. And we started seeing a lot of interactions there, and customers started getting a lot of trust from there. In 2015, we got our first angel investors on board from
Nice.
Hyderabad. They were from tech side. They did not know anything about jewelry. They just trusted the brand and the founder, and they played their bet on us. Subram Kapoor and Brijesh Chandwani, fantastic founders from Hyderabad who invested in us in 2015. In 2016, they doubled down on us. They invested more capital in the business. And in 2017, Kalyan came as partner with Candere. And from 2017 to 2024, we worked together as a tight company. They bringing a lot of experience of their retail. We bringing a lot of our ideas from the online side, and how do we bring both the worlds together, where online and offline merge together, because that's where the customers will get the exact
Right.
omni-channel experience. And then we started even going offline in 22. We were supposed to go to offline in 2020, but because of COVID, we shifted our plans by 2 years. In 2022, we opened our first store, and between 22 to 24, when I exited, we had already like 40 stores.
So this was in Kalyan.
In
Jewelry.
Candere.
But
In
the
Candere.
Candere was in Kalyan Jewellers store?
No,
It
no, no,
was
no. It's a
independent?
separate standalone
Okay.
stores. So
Okay.
currently, I think Candere has like 85, 90 stores in the offline standalone stores.
Standalone stores, okay.
And I finally exited in
But
2024.
what made you bet on Kalyan Jewellers? Because they were again a traditional, conventional, of course, large chain jewelry guys. And what was the reason that Candere and Kalyan came together?
So for us, we always thought that we will have to solve for trust at a very larger scale in the country.
Okay.
And Kalyan back then was known, and today also they are known for their trust and their larger campaigns with
Right.
Amitabh Bachchan, I think, on hallmarking and a lot of
Yes.
detailing, solve that for the country. And we can do a lot of marketing by bringing a brand ambassador or something. But I think if we move towards more strategic route that time, it could give us presence in a lot of cities very, very fast. And they had a good distribution system set up that time. A lot of nuances in terms of supply chain. We leveraged on their strengths, and that definitely, if we would have to learn on ourselves, would have taken larger time. So we solve for trust, we solve for distribution, and we solve for supply chain by bringing
So it
them
made
on
complete
board.
business sense to
Yes,
you.
yes, yes, yes.
So that's where, and Kalyan was trying to give more daily wear diamond, more accessible, bring in a different kind of profile. So was there so what is the kind of profile that or
So
customers
we were very clear
you would
that
get?
Kalyan is a very traditional brand and they are focusing on the wedding as a segment. We wanted to focus on everyday jewelry where people before reaching to their engagement or wedding would really want to buy for their office or for their daily wear. And can Candere become that option in the mind of the consumers? And whenever they are ready for their larger purchases, they can move to the larger brand. So we always had a very clear demarcation in terms of design language, in terms of price points, in terms of the entire communication that we will have with the consumers.
And that you were still operating.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
were
yeah,
still
completely.
the founder and
Yes,
operating that
yes,
entire
yes.
space. Okay.
So, and we had the entire in-house team from content, creative, marketing, data, tech. We had a team size of almost like 250 people back then, and everything managed in-house, and we were scaling well year on year.
So Rupesh, interesting, right? So and congratulations because Candere has now got the PE funding. I was just reading from Warburg, so I think that's an interesting journey for an exit founder
Yeah.
to really get the validation. So starting from really a traditional gold jeweler to doing a whole e-commerce D2C digital natural diamond, and now your stint what should I call 3.0 or 2.0 3.0 where you are now looking at Lucera, which is absolutely lab grown. Now
Yeah.
you've really turned the whole conversation from natural diamonds to lab grown diamonds. So tell me, where did that come from?
So, couple of things there. While I was exiting, I was very clear that I would want to stay in the jewelry industry and would want to focus on one more segment, which was growing. I was tracking the US market very closely, and the US market picked up very well between 2018 to 2022, and the engagement rings today in US almost like 55 to 60% of that market has started shifting towards lab grown. So I was studying the market and seeing the journey there, and I think India was the next big market for lab-grown diamonds.
Yeah.
So while I was exiting, I had even proposed Kalyan team that we should do something in lab-grown, and in next 3, 4, 5 years that could become a big bet for the country. And I was exiting. I negotiated my contracts well, and I told them that I would do something in lab-grown diamonds. And after taking a break, that was a
So
clear.
also non-conflict for
Yeah, for them, they were in natural. I was in lab-grown. And secondly, also because the gold prices were continuously going high.
Yeah.
How do we create a category in the country now where you have right price points for the new age consumers who are going to come in? When we were operating, the gold rates always fluctuated between 20,000 to 40,000 was the range, and now since last 2-3 years the rates have gone from 40,000 to almost 1 lakh,
Yeah,
and even
yes.
beyond 1 lakh today. So suddenly you have very less play in terms of designs if you really want to be in that price points, and customer may not get the same bling that they were getting maybe 3 years earlier in that product. So I think lab grown could be a great innovation for the market to get the same kind of bling, same kind of designs at a better pricing, so that they can wear it for the regular wear also, and maybe for larger parties they can buy few pieces, more chunky jewelry for their larger occasions.
So I see the whole lab-grown industry is really first focused on solitaire because they're really trying to make it accessible. And people like me who has been fond of natural diamonds and across, because it used to really be a goal and an aim to I want to buy my next ring or my next jewelry piece, and now suddenly it is at 1/5 the price. It's really sort of crashed the whole price. I mean, the whole investment in diamond jewelry. It's become now like a vanity and a bling value, like I say, it's making it more accessible. So where I'm coming from is that yes, I hear all this. I read that okay, the blood diamond, and that diamond is really sweat blood, and the new Gen Zs and the millennials, especially, they want the more sustainable, and that's where lab grown is really storytelling and saying that okay, we are more sustainable, we are not killing anybody and things like that. But Is that really the price is only the game? Because I don't see design. It's solitaire and price. That's what people are talking.
So ideally, in the diamond industry, everything starts from solitaire. To be very frank, if you ask any lady today, what is one design that she is thinking of, the most obvious answer that will come is the solitaire design.
But wasn't that investment from natural diamond at one point in time, right?
So ideally in India it was an investment, but for United States it was always a fashion. It was always for engagement or for the bridal.
What
And
Tiffany did to the world, the engagement
yes,
rings.
the engagement rings. So,
Yes.
but when it comes to India, we are slightly price conscious. We are slightly more on the saving side. So we invested in solitaires, even thinking that it is an investment which will keep going ahead in our journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was also a major reason for Indians to buy solitaires and park a lot of money in the solitaires. But and we all know that in last couple of years the solitaire rates also have gone down, the natural diamonds.
But
Uh,
isn't lab grown the reason why it has come down?
it is
And the
not.
bears are struggling
Yeah.
globally, and it all crashed.
It all, because see, it was standing more on the demand supply part, and De Beers as a group was controlling a large part of that.
It was
And
more a cartel
yeah,
phenomenon.
ideally, if now that demand supply issue is resolved, and if you have larger supply again in the market, then automatically the price will start going down. So this is the issue that I see in the natural diamonds currently. And at the same time, even the lab grown diamonds started happening in a bigger way. De Beers themselves invested in a very large lab grown diamond brand in US.
Yes.
And they were doing phenomenally well in that particular brand. They have recently made a news that they have shut down that brand.
Who is it?
Yeah, because of the impact in the natural diamond industry. Because when a natural diamond guy is doing both the things at the same time, the people may ask question on the
Conflict,
credibility.
Credibility. I agree.
So they took that stance. It may be very difficult for them internally, but they took that stance. For India, I think since India is a price conscious country, and for India, we are not thinking very much on the future currently. We will think about our next 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from here, the Gen Z that is there in the market. It is not that they are going to think about 5 years of the investment now. They want to wear it, flaunt it, go for a party, come back, and then maybe even encash or change the design in next 2-3 years. That fast is their boring cycle starts currently.
Yeah, the whole instant gratification and then change.
Yes. So I've seen my daughter. She's at the age of 13 now, and she keeps changing her design so frequently. And I'm asking is what is the reason for change? And she's in class 6th, 7th, 8th people currently, and they have so many occasions to celebrate.
True.
Suddenly she will have birthday parties every month now, minimum 2 birthday parties, and she requires new jewelry for every birthday party.
Oh wow! And then she wants to wear diamond jewelry.
She wears,
Because that's coming from your house.
yeah, she wears lab grown diamonds, she wears natural diamonds, she wears some pieces of even imitation jewelry, whatever she likes with her. And she doesn't even like that we tell her something that you should only wear this type of jewelry. Whatever she likes, she's wearing it. So I think this new generation who has come in the picture, they know how to style better than us.
True. A lot
Uh,
of reels show them.
yeah.
Today in weddings also now people can wear solitaire, give and take the whole where
Yeah.
they have to give also they can give solitaire because that's what lab grown has done. Rupesh, what is your learnings from Candere that because like you said, your first order you goofed up. You guys were still, figuring it out at that time, and you being the techie in the, in the learning and your passion, brought this world again together with Lucira. So what are the learnings that you already had done there? Now you're bringing it here.
So I think majorly they are the 3 learnings that we carried from Candere to Lucera. First thing is try to create a great team, because without a great team, it becomes very difficult to scale the business. Have the right partners in business in terms of supply chain, so that they can support you whenever the scalability is required in the journey. And third is build the right experience for your consumers, be it online or offline, it doesn't matter. We just have to focus that we are a digital first omni-channel brand who is ready for the new age customers now. So we have seen today Gen Zs are not only in the age group of 18 to 25. We have seen Gen Z as a mindset even at the age of 40 now.
I agree.
These
It's
are
a
the
mindset,
people
yeah.
who are experimenting new things day in and day out. So we don't mind catering to all of these customers who are ready for innovation, who wants to experiment new things. So these are top three things that I would focus on in the journey of Lucira. And this time, even bringing the retail experience much earlier in the journey. In the first journey of Candere, we brought retail experience after 8 years of our online journey. This time, I think in the first year only, we are even coming with our retail experience store so that consumers can come there, see the product, ask a lot of questions. We can take a lot of feedback from customers and keep engineering on the product side of it and the experience side of it.
So you're going phygital from day
Yeah.
one. You're starting your stores and the whole omni-channel. That's interesting. So the four C's that we talk in diamond, right? The cut, color, clarity, and
Carat.
carat, right? So I want you to tell my audience that in lab grown, is it still the same? Because what is the difference? Because we are all trained to look at these four C's when it comes to natural diamonds.
Yeah. So I think in terms of all four C's, it still remains the same. In fact, the all four C's in the lab grown diamonds will be better than the natural diamonds because of the price points. In natural diamond, you may cut the diamond slightly less so that your weight doesn't go down.
Okay.
But in lab grown, since you have that flexibility that getting an excellent cut is slightly easier and you may take that extra loss of 1% so that you can get an excellent cut diamond, which natural diamonds did not had that liberty to do. So you will get maximum diamonds in lab grown in excellent quality only. In terms of
So quality-wise, it's superior.
superior.
Is all you're saying. Same body, the same hallmarking with
Yes.
IGI and the GI.
GI, it
is
remains the
giving.
same.
It remains the same. Can you also talk a little more on how this lab-grown really works, for the audience, so that where I'm going is for creating the awareness.
Yeah.
That and I'm telling you, me as a consumer, and I was telling you that I have been so traditionally we are wired to buy natural diamonds, and it was always that status in the society. Apart
Yeah.
from the bling value, it was also the investment
Yeah.
to really converting my mind, and somebody really training me that lab grown is good. Trust me, please buy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll be having customers like me whom you
Yeah.
really have to convert. So that's the reason I'm saying let's use this show and to my listeners that how does the lab grown, like how does it work? How do you grow it in a lab?
So I'll start with a small
Why is
story.
it called lab grown to begin with?
Yeah.
Like a science experiment, it
Yeah.
sounds like.
So internally also we had a lot of questions on this particular level where why do we call lab grown diamonds as lab grown diamonds?
Yeah, like why not organically? See the vegetables and all that, they've done a good
Very-
job of calling it hybrid and organic.
Yeah.
Why was this whole lab? It sounds like a science experiment.
So actually it started like that and it went in the market in the similar way and people have carried that same nomenclature because that is how the searches are happening on the internet. So a lot of time your internal choices are also dependent on how people are searching on Google or on Facebook or on Instagram.
Oh,
And there is highest number of search of lab grown diamonds. If you introduce a new term like an organic diamonds or something else, I think it is going to take a lot of time for someone to come up on that search.
So it's Google who has
Changed a lot of because people are searching for that.
Yeah.
That is one important input for us. Second thing, in terms of the process of making the lab grown diamonds, I think it is more of creating a proper test tube baby in a lab in a very controlled environment where the seed still remains the original diamond.
Okay.
So lab grown diamonds, the original seed that is there for creating that diamond, the lab grown diamond, is the natural diamond that will come first. And then there is the entire controlled temperature. There are a lot of gases which will accumulate over a period of time. And then that small diamond of natural keeps growing in that particular controlled environment. There is a lot of carbon deposit that will happen on that natural diamond which is there inside.
Okay.
If you put maybe a 10-cent seed inside a reactor for a lab grown diamond, over a period of 6 weeks, it will keep growing and it will grow till 4, 5, 6 carats, depending upon the capacity of that seed to grow and the temperatures that you give and the entire gases which are involved in the entire
So
thing.
you're saying it's a less than 2 months process to
Yeah,
make a
to
5-6 carat?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And the entire thing is in vacuum. There cannot be any air that will come inside, no water can come inside, and no other gases should go, because if there are any other gases that goes inside in that particular room, the impurities will increase and your shades of color will decrease in that diamond. So even though when we say that lab grown diamonds are available in abundance, but if it is not well made or well quality controlled, the output could be a problem. So I think that is one big thing that I have learned in the journey in last 4 or 5 years by talking to a lot of large manufacturers, growers in India, in US.
So we have labs in India also?
Yeah. So Surat is
Surat is still the hub for that too?
the hub for that, and we are the largest exporters of lab grown diamonds in the world now.
Wow.
We have even
That's news to me.
overtaken China as a market, and people are investing heavily in terms of capacity to grow because demand is coming from the front end. Why did the lab grown diamond prices slightly went down in the earlier time was because the demand was lesser and the supply was more in India. Now, I think demand and supply is almost working parallelly. So whatever is the grower capacity, we are able to take the entire capacity for our customers. So I think now the prices may even go up. We have started getting few notifications from our suppliers that the lab grown diamond prices may increase by 10 to 15% in next 1 quarter. So I think the supply side is getting controlled and demand is getting generated. And if it keeps going up, I think the prices of lab grown can increase from here.
I also, read a lot of customer complaints. I mean, I remember because, like I said, when I was getting educated, that it starts, the color starts changing. My one worry was when I was buying this solitaire is that, over a period it starts becoming yellow and, or somebody had also written it starts becoming black. Now, is that true?
So that is not true. If you have a tight quality control process, there are two important processes here. One is when you are manufacturing, there is a process called type 2A. In this type 2A, it is not treated. Whatever is the natural color, you will get that only. And there is a additional process on top of this lab grown diamond, which is HPHT, high pressure, high temperature, where you improve the color of that diamond. We don't use HPHT diamonds in our process at all, because this high pressure, high temperature diamonds in the longer run may have slightly change in their color because of the temperature change or because of the slight inclusion in the journey. But for a
So that can happen, you're saying. The brands who have used this
HPHT, that it can happen.
Then the color will change. Oh, okay.
May change. It will change or not. We are not very sure, but it may change. But when it is a very clearly type 2A process, and you know that this is the diamond that you are selling, and you are transparent with your consumers, I think they are very comfortable buying it. And we have done it internally, a testing where we have given a lot of jewelry to our internal customers and families to actually test it over a period of 2 years or 3 years and see whether there is any change in the color. We have also benchmarked few very clear natural diamond jewelry, and we made similar lab grown diamond jewelry so that they don't even feel that it's a different jewelry, and they can wear both the jewelry and see and give us the feedback over a period of time. And we saw that there is no such problem that they are facing currently.
Because with the naked eye, I don't think you can anyways make out, right? For a consumer, I mean, we have no idea. So tell me what happens to, so there is this whole now, the whole jewelry is an occasion thing. Now you're talking about the everyday wear to now really buying the high carat solitaire with lab diamonds. You can still have your natural diamonds and the whole heirloom, so what happens now? Where is the consumer moving? Have you seen people who have been buying the really investing or being, the generations of the heirloom jewelry which was getting passed down? What happens to that?
So, see, that was always an investment for them. All the heirloom jewelry is never purchased for selling. It is more of a family keeping it with themselves and then passing it to their next generation in the right way. If it is a gold jewelry, then it can get exchanged at whatever is the real value. If it is a diamond, natural diamond jewelry, then also they can get it exchanged. Over a period of time, even natural diamond has gone up crazily high. I'm very sure people who have bought solitaires at lower rate
Yeah, sure.
will see a lot of appreciation in terms of their diamond jewelry also. And when it comes to lab grown, people are very clear. They are wearing it for their occasion. They want to flaunt it. They want to wear it. They want to show it off. And whenever the right time comes, if they want to exchange, they can exchange.
So lab-grown diamonds are yet not part of your jewelry or wedding jewelry. It's still more like the everyday flaunt, wear, enjoy, and then
Yeah,
keep
majorly
it.
on that segment a lot. But there is one more segment where there are Gen Z customers who are actually getting engaged or married now. They are preferring to take a lab grown diamond engagement ring, majorly only because they focus on sustainability as an angle.
Okay.
That they don't want to damage anything on the earth where they are living today, and that is their major reason for buying a engagement ring even in lab grown.
That I keep because the whole sustainability is where lab grown is really storytelling and
Yeah,
really
yeah.
educating. So, do you also see consumers who have been in natural diamond, and how do you convert them to really? Because
So for us to convert a natural diamond customer has been very very easy, to be very frank, because they are already diamond lovers.
right.
So they like the bling. They know about the diamonds. They know when they wear the diamonds, the confidence that they carry when they are wearing diamonds is altogether different. Technically, we are not selling diamonds. We are selling confidence. Every
Interesting.
woman who is wearing that piece of jewelry, I'm very sure the way she's carrying herself in that room or in that meeting or in that occasion is all about how is she well decked up.
True.
And jewelry becomes such an integral part of their day-to-day journey that it is about the confidence that they're carrying about. So the diamond lovers who are already consuming natural diamonds, in their wardrobe of maybe 20, 30, 40 pieces, they are very comfortable keeping 5, 10 pieces of lab grown now, so that they can have more variety in their wardrobe. And for a consumers who have consumed CZ or Swarovskis, they are also very easy to get upgraded, because sometimes they were not having the budget to buy a natural diamond, but they already like the bling, they like the gold component. It becomes very easy for them to just get upgraded to a lab
So
grown
they are
diamond.
the new customers entering into the lab
The
grown
lab grown.
category.
And in India, if you see, the total percentage who had consumed lab grown was always less than 2%. I think if we are able to take through this new category of lab grown, if we increase the market size to 8 to 10%, I think it's a massive opportunity.
It's
In the
still a
country.
small, but what is the growth rate?
So
currently?
ideally in India, currently the growth rate is happening at 14-15% year on year CAGR. I think it's the fastest growing category currently. The other categories are growing at 4-5% year on year. The current base is also smaller, so it will be faster for first few years, and then it will start getting normalized. But I think in next 5 years, I don't see any degrowth happening in this category.
So I really like your Lucira story and the passion that you have, Rupesh, on the whole jewelry that you've done, Candere, you've done before that your own Rupesh Jewellers, and now you are at Lucira. Where does the name Lucira come from?
So Lucira, we did a lot of internal brainstorming, and we all came to this name. So Lucira actually means to shine in Latin. That's the shine in the diamond, shine in the relationship that you are in, shine in the room that you are going to be in, so that you really become the center point when you are talking, when you are walking, when you are leading your teams, your families, wherever. Because we have seen influencers are not only on Instagrams, influencers are there in houses, influencers are there
True.
in offices, they are there in leadership roles. So we just want to make sure that Lucira becomes very synonym to shine in the market, and people should own Lucira piece for that confidence, for that shine. Yeah.
No, amazing, interesting. I love the storytelling already. I'm going to come and look up
Yeah.
on your catalog. So look, let's now do the future gazing because this industry, like you said, this category is growing. I'm very excited to hear that India is also at growing, and we are the fastest manufacturers, right? We are
Yeah,
the
yeah,
largest
yeah, largest
manufacturers
manufacturer.
and exporting. And it's projected to be like in a decade, what, a $50 billion sort of industry.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
where do you see? Do you see this really taking over natural diamonds, or how do you see the future?
So, see, ideally, if there is a new thing that has entered in the market, and if the category creators do a right play, the category is going to keep increasing for sure. Uh, Natural diamond industry definitely is also playing their part.
Yeah, there is a lot of resistance. They are
Yeah,
trying to say that no, we are the boys,
yeah,
we
yeah.
are the guys to go to.
And technically, if you ask me, Darshana, we don't have any fight with natural diamond industry or with lab grown diamond industry. We are just catering to a new segment of consumers, and would want to be a part of their wardrobe in their day to day. Whether they already have 10 pieces of natural diamonds and they are consuming maybe another 3 4 pieces in lab grown, or there is a new age consumers who have never consumed diamonds till now and want to explore with this category, and maybe at his larger milestone he can still consume a natural diamond. So it's going to be a all the journeys together from here, where both the industry will have to support each other. The pricing will have to be very transparent. There has to be a tighter controlling body in the back end where the controlling governance happen, and a clear demarcation of both the product lines so that consumers can decide on their own what they want to buy for their occasion, instead of we pushing that you
Push,
should buy.
correct. So it's a consumer first, consumer is empowered, it's their choice. Rupesh, one more thing that comes in my mind, a lot of handcrafted jewelry, right? Because the whole Jaipur and all that, the entire Rajasthan is known for that. So what happens, because this is more science, technology, like I said, the word lab grown. So how do you balance that for a consumer who's looking more handcrafted?
So I think that's always been the strength of the country today for us. We have the finest craftsmanship in the entire globe today.
Right.
The best of the best pieces, even for UK and US, both the markets are built in India, and they are handcrafted from our craftsmanship in Rajasthan, Jaipur, and in Kolkata, majorly in these
Kolkata, correct.
two cities. And that will always be our strength because of our roots in this country, in that area, and there is huge demand for that. So see, your karigari still remains the same. It is just the material that will change. So even the larger pieces of kundan, jadao, polki, and lot of such areas, the karigari will remain the same. The material may get natural diamond there, they will get lab grown diamond there, they will get maybe lab grown gemstones also there. But for the end consumer, the piece, the intricacy of that design will matter a lot.
So at Lucira, are you also doing the whole gemstone with lab grown
So,
gemstones?
so yes, we will not. We have not entered into the handcrafted jewelry till now, which is very high on karigari. But we have entered into the color lab grown diamond space, where you can get different shades of blues or greens or champagne colors, so that people can experiment a lot in whatever color they like. I think lab grown will also give a lot of such flexibility which we were not able to achieve in natural diamonds, where color also could become a very big part. Even on shapes, we have engineered a lot. Recently, we have launched a collection called Hexa on our D2C website, and we have received phenomenal feedback from our customers that this is altogether a new angle in diamond industry for us, where we never experienced that can we wear a hexa shaped diamond for our day-to-day wear, and
Yeah, that's interesting because from princess cut to round to all the other things that we speak about, this is really different now.
so in India, if you see, a lot of shapes were always engineered outside India. This time, I think good brands from India will set up the narrative for the next decade from here, where I think new shank types, new diamond types, new diamond colors will come from India, and that's where you build the company for the globe from India, and can you build the next Tiffany, next Cartier from India is the journey that.
I hope Lucera becomes the next Cartier or a Tiffany, like you're saying. Yeah, because India, if we are exporting, we are manufacturing, why not have a brand?
Yeah.
I think the brand journey is where we
Yes,
really
exactly.
like. But, so when I hear you, I think one of the things that's running in my head is diamonds have been emotional by because you're putting in a lot of money, obviously. That's one reason. And the emotions that is always carried. Now, suddenly, with so much of, science and technology giving you accessibility, the person, see, because it had a flaunt value.
Yeah.
Like today, if I wear it, I want to flaunt it.
Yeah.
But if now everybody is wearing it, the flaunt value is gone, and it is now so much of color, everything is happening. Do you then still see the same emotional? I'm still thinking,
So,
are we ready for that?
so ideally, if you see the new age consumers who have already come, they are actually slightly low on.
So it's a
The
wear and throw. Is it still a wear and keep? Wear and.
It is going to be wear and keep because you have a lot of investment happening on the gold side, and
So
when
gold
you
is
are
driving that.
gold is driving that wear and keep wala mentality, and at the same time, when you have achieved a good level in your life, you would want to cherish it with some good milestone, some good piece of jewelry, and people are buying for that very clearly. And the new age consumers who is also worried about the sustainability angle in their journey, for them it becomes a perfect journey.
Perfect.
And it is also becoming a big choice for gifting now.
I was going to come to that. That's what now this Diwali will you see a lot of.
We are already seeing some traction coming for Ganpati, for Navratri, and now for Diwali, and people are ready to gift their near ones and loved ones a small piece of jewelry for this occasion. So I think that narrative is also getting changed. Even for Rakhi, we saw a lot of traction coming
Lovely.
for smaller pieces for lab grown. So I think it's an emotional play where earlier the brothers were not able to buy the natural diamond earrings for their sisters, but I think at this price point that emotion starts getting triggered, because gold they don't want to wear because it is going slightly out of fashion for them.
True.
Diamonds they want to wear, but it is going out of their reach sometime. Is there a perfect option in between where sustainability, right price point, and design all come together? And that's where I think the industry is coming.
Fantastic. A lot of learning for me. So, which part of India is showing more interest? Is it still a tier 2, tier 3 also? That is.
Tier 2, tier 3 cities is also showing a lot of interest in terms of the pieces. Top 5, top 6 metros always take the largest share in the journey. Maybe 60-70% of the share will come from these 6-7 metros. But other than that, there are top cities which are coming now. Patna is going very, very high in terms of experimenting. Raipur is going very high. Jaipur. So a lot of small towns also where there is a lot of disposable income. People are having 2, 3, 4 sources of income now with their regular job, are ready to experiment a lot in terms of new things. Anyone who is even doing a corporate job in his part time, he is actually doing something as a freelancer now.
True.
So either they are creating content, they are doing some coding work, they are creating some videos. A lot of such work is happening in the back end that we are seeing. We are seeing a lot of traction coming from Indore, and when we are talking to the customers, they are full-time employee of few companies, but at the same time, because of their passion, they are doing something of their own. And because of that extra disposable income, they are buying jewelry as an option for them.
So that's where the whole lab-grown diamonds are fitting. An interesting story. I think really, India is really changing the conversation, looks like. So in Lucira, what is your positioning then? Where have you positioned the brand?
So our positioning is very clear that we want to be a brand who is focusing on designs a lot as their day-to-day internal thought process, and would only want to focus on one emotion, which is the confidence that any woman carries in their day-to-day life when they are consuming jewelry or wearing jewelry or even keeping the jewelry in their wardrobe. So how do we make sure that whenever you are buying Lucira, with the jewelry piece, the confidence comes to you very, very clearly?
So confidence, women confidence, and the bling that they wear.
Yes.
I like the story. Since you are a engineer and technology is your game, how are you integrating AI in this whole space?
So I think this time when we started Lucira, in every department we were very clear that we will require good players who are ready to adopt to the new AI things that we are bringing. So we have adopted AI in terms of designs, where a lot of prompts goes in terms of what could be the future of designs. A lot of shapes where people have not consumed and they would want to consume new shapes of diamonds is also coming from a lot of research there. In terms of a lot of our video
Your Hexa design cut and all that came from
a lot of research came from there, that Hexa is the shape that people are liking a lot. They would want to even wear it as a motif in their day to day. It is a 6 sided shape where it gives you a sharp look, and at the same time it has a lot of meaning in terms of Indian mythology. So
is
that,
it?
yeah, how do we incorporate both the angles so that the customers get the right piece of jewelry, and how do we make sure that can Hexa become your real brand identity in the longer term. For example, if you are remembered about Tiffany, you will remember about their tea designs. If you are remembering Cartier, you will think of Love Lock bracelet or a screwdriver bracelet. How do we make sure that Indian brands are telling that narrative from here, and we are owning some motives in our journey instead of only selling designs at a price points? So that will also be a part of our journey.
Interesting. Now I want to shift gear a little and talk to you about your, since you have done an exit founder and you are, so what would you tell the new age startup, founders who are also maybe in the jewelry business like you? What is your advice to them?
So my only top two, top three advice to each founders who are hustling today, or new founders who want to do something, uh, there is never going to be a perfect time to start. It is always start something, experiment, fail fast, learn fast, and then again optimize it. A lot of time I have seen people have not taken their first step and they have thought about their 10, 20, 30 steps that they are going to do. It is going to be very difficult to actually envisage all 30 steps on day one.
True.
So if you are clear about your maybe 6 month journey or a maximum 1 year journey, start from there. As soon as you reach your 6 month milestone, you will be able to see another 2 years from there. So that is one thing that I would want to advise all the founders, that do not worry about what will happen in 10 years from here. Uh, the market is huge. India is a great market to be in. And I think we are at the right time in India currently, where all the market is looking at us. The entire US economy is also eyeing the Indian economy currently, and larger players from US have started entering India. Second advice would be, make sure that whenever you start building your empire or your company, make sure that you start documenting things well, because a lot of time we as founders, we get into the operator mode very, very fast, and we miss the documentation part. And as soon as the business
document
starts,
the learning, is it?
document the learning, document that simple SOP that you have
The
created
process.
for your company, because otherwise it will always become, you will become the bottleneck for your company, where every approval will come to you. There is no set process in the business, and suddenly it becomes a problem for scale.
So you start micromanaging then.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, why do people micromanage? It is not about that they don't trust people. It is about that there is no set document, and they don't know whether now he will be able to execute it well. That is the reason they start getting there. And third advice for each one of the founders is, make sure that you have right kind of product and market fit. A lot of time we feel that this is the product that we should bring in the market, and do a lot of marketing on that. But before you starting any larger campaigns, make sure that you talk to the consumers yourself. That's the biggest part that you have to play.
Agree.
And take the feedback firsthand. Either go to consumer, show them the product, take the feed. If you see Y Combinator in US, in first 24 months they don't do anything. They just find the right PMF. And if they don't get PMF, they will not go outside Y Combinator to raise next round of funding. I think that discipline has to come to India now, where people, a lot of founders I have seen, they have not found the right PMF, and they have scaled the business to a very large level. And then suddenly a lot of levers starts getting not functioning well there, and you have to re-engineer everything. So how can we put more time on engineering of the product and the consumers, and then scale the entire business? India is a great market. You will get all customers in India, right from 1,000 to maybe 1 crore customer. You have that price point that India is consuming.
1.4, 1.5 billion population, we have it all. Rupesh, what is your leadership style? Because since my series is also talking to, and talk to me about your leadership style, and secondly, failures that you have seen, and how have you come out of that, resilience.
So I'll talk about the second part first.
Yeah.
So in my last stint at Candere and currently at Lucira, we celebrate failure the most in our company. The people who fail the most are rewarded the most in our company,
Wow. Really?
because
But does it not send a wrong message?
it doesn't send a wrong message to the people, because these are the people who always take that early bet in the journey. They find that gap in the market. They are very inquisitive in terms of what is that next big thing that can come. And we have seen that smaller ideas actually create larger impact in the businesses.
True.
So, so we really reward, because these are the people who are actually doing something for the company. And there is another set of people who actually does their job well and they leave out, but they do not create impact in the organization. So these failure people who are there are the people who actually are creating impact, because after their one or two failures, we have seen the experiment that they are doing, and finally the results that are coming over a period of 3 to 6 months are phenomenal.
Interesting. So you learn fast, fail fast, try. So it's the whole celebrating failure and creating a
Yes.
culture. Very nice.
Second culture that we appreciate a lot is experimentation. If anyone comes to our desk that, Rupesh, I would really want to experiment this in this new market. Can I have a test budget? I will have a data in this fashion where I will track, and if it works, we will scale. We really celebrate that also a lot, because without testing, you don't know whether it will work or not. And that approach of not going all out in the market and then again coming back is also a very nice approach, where you test it on a pin code, you test it with a particular design, you take the feedback, and then when it works for 1 or 2 pin codes, you go for the entire city or the entire country. So these are two major cultures that we celebrate at Lucira. Second most important part in terms of our leadership style is we do not micromanage at all. We have right people at the right positions. They are handling, and there is a lot of trust that we have between each other. I think trust solves a lot of your problem. There can be a resource deployed in marketing or in tech or in data who are working for you. They may not be at 100% accuracy on day one, but if their intent is right, they are working, they may be 70, 80% right in their journey. I think it is time to celebrate their success, because we have seen even an intern getting inside our company. In first 6 months, they are climbing the entire journey of the entire business to a very senior leadership level now. Their maturity has changed. They start documenting before they execute now.
Nice.
So the planning is very clear. They can roll out the entire execution in phase wise. That is okay. But planning has to be complete. That you should know that you are going to build this 20-story building first. You can roll 10 floors first in phase one and maybe another 10 floors afterwards. But if you don't know that this is the building that you want to build, and if you start, then it becomes a problem. So I think that maturity we have seen even in the interns who have joined us, and now they are heading the functions at Lucira. So I think India is a land of people and great talent. We as leaders, we just have to identify the right people and keep nurturing them and working with them very closely, and take them to the next level.
So you are creating leaders basically, identify talent and help them in their journey. That's interesting. I like trust as a value system, because what is core to your brand externally is what you are also following internally in your organization. Because if you trust each other, and your entire brand is all about,
Yeah.
trust is what your consumer is buying from you, your customers buying. Interesting. I think I really had a great time, a lot of learning for me. So I hope my listeners and my audience now understand that lab grown is also important part of your jewelry or entire collection that you have. You can make it a part of that. You don't really always have to go for natural diamonds. So I think, and look at Lucira, I think Rupesh is building a fantastic 3.0 in my mind, brand again. So we're going to change gears now, Rupesh, and let's have more fun to the diamond man that you are. A professional mistake you secretly treasure.
Scaling very, very fast. That was a great mistake that we have learned at Candere. When we hired a lot of people very fast, we failed and we learned a lot, but that learning was a great thing for us.
Yeah, and I like that, learning from your scale failure. A jewelry brand that you admire, maybe Indian or international.
If you talk about Indian brand, Cartel would be the favorite brand that I admire. And if it is an international brand, then it is Cartier.
What about, so in your lab grown, I just wanted to ask you and I missed. A lot of brands are coming in, a lot of competition is coming in. Is that a good idea? Is it a welcome?
Yeah,
Or do you
it's
see that as a threat?
no, it's a great thing to have because it is a category creation. A lot of players will be required for education, for putting that trust. When customers will also see a lot of brands coming in the market, I think automatically the trust goes up very, very high. When you see a jewelry store near to your house daily where you pass by, automatically the trust keeps going up on that particular store. So I think it's a great thing to happen.
Awesome. And the design trend you think is overrated?
I think, particularly if you ask about India, design trends are coming only from the Western countries.
True.
It could be Van Cleef, it could be Messica, it could be Cartiers of the world. And that's where Lucira is trying to build its position. How do we bring the next motives from India is going to be a great journey for us.
I hope it's Indian inspired and
Yeah.
the Indian roots that you
Yeah.
inspire from. Because like you see now, I know our Kolhapuris have gone to Prada and they're all on the fashion,
Yeah.
New York Fashion Week. So yes, I hope that happens. A career highlight you don't talk enough about?
I think I did my course from ISB also, which was online course. I enjoyed that. It was like a 1 year program, and it was while I was building Candere because it needed a next level of leadership for me. So I did that course while building Candere, and it was a phenomenal experience. I stayed there for 3 days in their campus, and the people that I have interacted with, some of the finest leaders of the country and the globe, really gave a different perspective towards the business.
Awesome. And one piece of jewelry that you personally don't wear?
I don't wear a lot of jewelry, to be very frank.
Yeah, I mean, from a jewelry guy, you're not flaunting.
I don't wear a lot of jewelry in my day to day. If my wife will push me, I'll wear something. But since you come from a lot of technology as well as from retail background where you have to travel a lot continuously, but I don't wear chains a lot. I still prefer wearing rings or bracelets. That's my style. Chains I don't like a lot in terms of day to day consumption.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So your wife is wearing a lot. Is she part of your journey?
She's a co-founder at Lucira. She's heading the entire design piece for us. She's heading the entire branding piece for us. In the journey.
Nice.
Yeah.
One underrated skill that has helped you as a founder?
I think I sitting on my own store since childhood really helped me a lot in terms of understanding the consumers well, and at the same time having a lot of empathy for our people, for the craftsmen, for the people who are working in the organization. Because if you see in the retail stores, the staff will not come with a lot of knowledge. He will not be an MBA or an IITian or an engineer. He will just be a normal guy who may have just done maybe class 10th or class 5th, but he has worked with you for a large period of time, and he learns everything with you on the store. So I think having a lot of empathy for the industry, for the craftsmen and for the people, I think these are 2-3 things that I have learned.
And you've seen it all, right? You've seen it on the natural diamond, you've seen it on the lab, you've seen what industry has been going through.
Yeah.
So for you, that's amazing. Yeah. A compliment from a customer that stayed with you?
I think there are a couple of things that has really stayed very close to our heart. Definitely, first example I gave was when we flew to Bangalore and delivered the customer, and he told that it could have made the entire occasion very ugly for us because we had no backup option.
Yeah, I can imagine.
and you were there like three hours early to the entire engagement. Was a great compliment for us. Second was there was a delivery in Lucknow which was happening to a customer, and customer had ordered a solitaire bracelet, and we were surprised that the average ticket value of that particular jewelry was 35 lakhs.
Wow.
And he had ordered online. So and we were very early in our game that time. So that time also I made it a point that let us fly there in person, show the product to the consumer, and then deliver it, so that if there is any problem in the jewelry or any feedback, we can take it in person. And we were welcomed very large. They had like very large houses. The entire family sat with us, and when we were moving out, we took another order of 1 crore from that same customer.
Wow, and people are buying that online, huh?
Yeah,
35
so-
lakhs and all.
So
That was at Candere you're talking
it was at
about?
Candere, yeah. So, and so these are 2-3 instances which really made us validated that whatever we are doing, we are going in the right direction. At Lucira, we had done few try-at-homes with the consumers, and whenever a person is seeing one piece of jewelry, we have seen that they are buying 2 or 3 pieces of jewelry now. So that also has given us a lot of confidence that in lab grown, since the price has become reasonable for the consumers, they are not reducing the total budget that they want to buy, but they are buying more pieces of jewelry in that same budget.
That's interesting.
So that was also a great thing that we learned from our consumers, that people are ready to buy 3-4 pieces at a time.
So tell me one customer experience faux pas or from Candere that now has become a policy for servicing a customer at Lucira.
So I think initially when we were doing a lot of contract manufacturing and we were at a very smaller scale, there were few places where the gold weight was not coming exactly the same what was shown on the website. So if we have a 3-gram ring, and if when you manufacture it runtime, it can come 3.2 grams or it can come 2.8 grams also in the final manufacturing. So initially there was a lot of resistance, and if there was weight which was going up, our finance team was not allowing that piece to getting shipped to the consumers, and we had to take some money again from the consumers for that extra weight that we were charging. We were not taking any extra making charge, but for the gold we were charging. But it created some friction, and that really took us to the main board to think whether is there a right experience for the consumers, because he has paid for what we had shown him on the website. It was our company's duty to actually manage. It is our limitation at our back end. So we need to solve that more instead of solving that on the customer's end. And then we made a policy that any extra weight that will go in the consumer's product will not be charged. And if there is any weight which is reduced, it will be refunded to the consumers with no questions asked. So then it became a policy, and everyone was happy in the journey. The sales team were most happy because they could tell the customer that we have given you 300 milligrams more, which is like 3,000, 4,000 rupees extra gold. And customers were getting more confidence, and they were buying second piece of jewelry. So our repeat rate went up.
Interesting.
So I think that was our
So that's your policy now at...
Yeah, at Lucira also we follow the same policy that if the weight is extra, there is no charge to the consumers.
So if you were not a jeweler, what would you do? What is your other passion?
My other passion is in education, which I still have and would want to do something in that sector a lot. Maybe creating good schools in India for education at a more affordable pricing, where you really make students or the child learn about the way of living instead of just learning things and going for exams.
The rote learning.
The root learning is missing in the current schools is what I see, and this is the youth who is going to come and build India in next 10, 15, 20 years from here. If we don't focus on education today, I think there will be a lot of problem in terms of innovation, in terms of scale, in terms of loneliness, and we may face a lot of issues there. So that would be the second angle that.
Thank you, and I really enjoyed this conversation, Rupesh.
Thank you so
and
much.
Best of luck in your journey with Lucira.
Thank you so much.